Hello, this is Jacob Hiller with the Jump Manual. We just finished a one-on-one coaching session. Today we had to change it, and we moved it a little earlier for our Australian Jump Manual users, and had a lot of good questions that I know many of you are going to have the same questions, so I thought I would fill you in on one or two of them right now. One of the questions that we had was, is cardio bad, and will it lower my vertical? Interesting question. Obviously it's usually more than just yes or no, and in this case cardio can reduce your vertical. And really, if you're doing so much cardiovascular exercise that it's the dominant training method, then that's the type of optimization your body is going to have. It's going to kind of favor cardiovascular efficiency, and you don't want your body to really favor cardiovascular efficiency. You want your muscles and your central nervous system to favor anaerobic explosiveness. So if you're overdoing, your cardiovascular exercises, like if you're running, miles and miles each day, you're doing maybe cross country, or you're participating in mid to long distance and track and field, then you might notice it's getting in the way of your training. Some of you might ask, how do I kind of know exactly when it's too much? And it gets difficult to know exactly when it's too much, but the best way is to track your vertical. So if you're tracking your vertical and you're tracking your activities, and you know how much anaerobic and how much aerobic exercise you're doing, you're going to be able to see where your aerobic exercise goes up and your vertical jump starts going down, and kind of analyze it with the other aspects of your training. So your easy answer is yes, anaerobic or aerobic training, cardiovascular training can get in your way. For most of you, it's not going to be a problem, and you can include some aerobic training in your training as well. It's also going to depend on your sport. If you're a basketball player, you definitely need some endurance. If you're a soccer player, there's a lot of sports where you need a little more endurance. So you're just going to have to sacrifice maybe a little bit of your vertical. But you should also know when you're training for your vertical and when you're training for your endurance. A lot of coaches don't make that distinction. They just train straight up for one thing. Like, you'll be running ladder drills training your quickness, but you'll be so dog dead tired that you're actually training your endurance. So I would make a clean break, when you're training for endurance and when you're training for your anaerobic explosiveness. At least know what you're training, instead of just trying to think you can blanket one method and get the best of your anaerobic and your aerobic training. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to cut it off there because I don't want to get too long-winded in this, but I'll start bringing some of the other good questions that were in this session in some other videos later on this week or next week. So talk to you soon. Bye-bye.